There is no future for people who deny their past. My foreparents, my grandparents,
Welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, your ultimate destination for urban culture, community vibes, and live conversations with the movers and shakers of the streets. Join us as we explore the rhythm of the one beat at a time. Let's get the show started. Turn up the volume, sit back and relax, and welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, hosted by Turbo, the CEO, and follow us on all social media platforms.
You're listening to the Final Boss Podcast.
Welcome to Sunday night's edition of the Final Boss Podcast. I'm your host, the Final Boss. Tonight, we have a great show for you. I just want to say thank you to all the smarts. Thank you to all of the Final Bosses. Thank you. Thank you for your support, for your feedback, for your continuous viewing, sharing, liking, all of the things on all of the platforms. Even LinkedIn right now is starting to get a little buzz. LinkedIn is starting to get a little buzz. I'm excited about that. Even with our controversial topics. So tonight, we're starting a two-part series. It may be three parts, but it's going to be two parts for now. We're going to be talking about positivity and negativity. Tonight's show is going to be about positivity. I didn't want to start off with negativity, but next week's show is going to be on negativity. Tonight's show is going to be about positivity. So, it's a reason for that. I didn't want to start things off on a negative note. So, we're going to be starting off with the topic of positivity. And the topic is going to be the psychological effects. I know, I was trying to see if anybody would catch it, but nobody said anything. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. But I was testing you guys. I was testing my smarts, and I was testing my Final Bosses out there. In my post, I said effects with an A. Deliberately not putting an E for effects. There's a difference. I'm not going to tell you the difference. You go look it up. But one's a verb, one's a noun. One is about how you feel, and one talks about it. So, effects, not effects. And after the show, I'll go back and change it. But for now, I was trying to see if anybody would catch it, see if you guys are paying attention. School is in session. So without further ado, I bring to you the greeting of the day. And the greeting of the day is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all the smarts and the Final Bosses all over the world. Yes, I have large hands. Enough to choke the shit out. No, I'm just joking. Don't mind me, man. I'm in a great mood. I had a dopamine and serotonin shot yesterday, which is an injection of positivity from my aunt who just graduated with her doctorates in humanitarianism. So shout out to her. Hey, auntie, big shout out to you. She's been on the show. Go check her out, her episode. She just received her doctorates, and I'm super proud. And yesterday, that was a dopamine and serotonin shot of positivity. We need that. We absolutely need that from time to time, man, especially with the prevalence of so much negativity that's in the air. You need a shot of positivity, an injection, boom, that bring you back and balance you out. So, that is something that I just love it, man. I love to see people doing great things. I love to see people continue to grow, and and that doesn't mean that you're not growing if you aren't in school. There's different levels of growth. People are growing every day. There's situations as applying growth and pressure. It's like the finger on your head, like this, applying the pressure. Life is on the top of your head, applying pressure. You're going to come out of that better than you ever was. The challenges that you face are there to help you grow, and you will grow from it, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, you will grow from it, man. Trust me when I tell you that. So we got a great show for you too. Like I said before, we're going to be talking about the psychological effects of positivity, and then we're going to be talking about the psychological effects of negativity next week. And that's what it's going to be, and this is where we have the most difficult of conversations on the Final Boss podcast. Big shout out to the sensei for doing his thing last week. He did his thing last Tuesday. If you didn't watch it, go check that episode out. He did a solo show on the Final Boss podcast, and it was a great show. He was talking about one of his favorite topics, the 1 in a million. And if you don't understand that concept, please go check out that episode. And you will leave there more enlightened. Trust me. The sensei is all about positivity. And that's what we're all about, man. That's what we're all about on this show. We're all about positivity. Well, mostly. You gotta have balance. You have to have balance. You trust me. You just have to have balance. There's an equilibrium inside of balance chaos. But we're gonna get right into it, man. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your courage, and thank you for the support. Right? Thank you for your support, especially in these crazy times right now. These crazy times, but you have to see the world for what it is. The world is a set of balanced chaoses, and how you react, maneuver within that, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. So, this is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. And we're going to start off with our brass tacks. By now, you should know what my brass tacks is. And I'm going to stop giving a disclaimer about what the brass tacks is. I'm going to just say tonight's brass tacks. And if you're not a smart and you want to be a smart, or if you're not a final boss and you want to be a final boss, your first task is to figure out what the brass tacks is. So tonight's brass tacks comes from Gandhi, right? It comes from Gandhi. And here it is. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change you wish to see in the world. That is tonight's brass tacks. Short, simple, but don't think it's not profound. It is very profound, and don't let it go over your head. It's do some deep thought, soul searching on that, because that is worthy of that statement is worthy of you doing a deep dive on, right? It's worthy of it, man. It's definitely worthy of it. I hope everyone is having an amazing weekend and you're looking forward to the week ahead. You're looking forward to the week ahead. It's all about positivity. It's about how you react. That's what it's all about. So today, we're exploring. Wait a minute. I forgot something. Shout out to you guys. All right. Got that out of the way. We're exploring the often overlooked power. I said power of positivity. The power of positivity. We'll delve into the profound psychological effects of cultivating a positive mindset, examining the scientific evidence and practical applications for enhancing your well-being. Didn't mean to do it that much. A little strong today. A little strong. The psychological effects of positivity. So, before we dive in, let's define, for those who don't know, and no question is ever a dumb question. Professors say that all the time. It is true. No question is a dumb question. If you have a question, post a question. Send me a DM. I didn't do my admin notes early on purpose. See if y'all was paying attention. I'll get to the admin notes at the end of the show. But positivity, right? Is it simply avoiding negative thoughts? Or is it something more nuanced? We explore the various facets of positivity. Hello, Alicia. I see you over there. Thank you for tuning in. We'll explore the various facets of positivity, including optimism, gratitude, resilience, and self-compassion. Self-compassion. But you have to ask yourself. I mentioned a few things in my first statement. Good morning. See, people are watching from all over the world. That's why my greeting covers the entire day. Good morning to you. What does the science say? What does the science say? Well, let's explore the neurological and psychological effects of positive emotions. examining how positivity impacts brain function, hormone levels, and it's a big one, the immune system. We'll discuss the role of neurotransmitters. Ding, 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 ding. Neurotransmitters, those things that's in your brain, they be firing like ping, bing, bing. When you get a shot of dopamine or serotonin. Everything I say plays a part. You guys are gonna figure that out. Yes, Alicia with the 1,000 hellos. Hello 1,000 times back to you. Yes, we're going to be discussing neurotransmitters. Yes, and those neurotransmitters I mentioned earlier, dopamine and serotonin. Chronic stress, believe it or not, takes a toll on your mental and physical health. If you didn't know that. Yes, chronic stress will take a toll on your mental and physical health. How does positivity contribute to effective stress management? How? Well, let's explore different techniques. Like mindfulness, meditation, and positive self-talk, examining their impact of stress reduction. I do this thing every morning for meditation, self-talk. I do that every single morning. I have a great conversation with myself, from self to self. Great conversation. Part of my meditation ritual when I open my eyes first thing in the morning. You know, life inevitably throws curveballs. Life inevitably throws curveballs. All the time. All the time. But your positive mindset can foster resilience. It can. The relationship between positivity, certain coping mechanisms, and the ability to bounce back from adversity. The ability to bounce back from adversity. I say all the time, you're either entering a storm, you're in a storm, or you're coming out of the storm, right? It's not forever. The end part isn't forever. The being in it is not forever. And coming out of it is not forever. All those things will come to a close, or as most say, this too shall pass. And it absolutely will. It absolutely will. You know, they say, you hear a lot of conversations about mental health challenges are widespread. You hear that all the time. Mental health challenges are widespread. But positivity can contribute to improved mental well-being. It absolutely can. It absolutely can. If you let positivity come in, you have to open the door and let it in. You have to let the positive neurons in. They will help you in preventing and managing conditions. And I know this is hard about what I'm about to say, but sometimes you just have to find a way, because there's a lot of people out there who are depressed and suffer from anxiety. And a shot of positivity isn't going to cure that depression or cure that anxiety, but it sure will help, even if it's just a little bit. But the more injections of positivity that you have, the chances are you might be able to curve that level of depression or that level of anxiety. Just get a little injection of positivity, right? Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Laughter is great for the soul. Laughter is great for the soul. Find things that you truly love, adore. Surround yourself with those things. And it could be actions. It could be a cup of coffee. It could be watching your favorite television show. It can be taking a time out and some quiet, right? Taking a time out and some quiet. There's a very interesting connection between the mind and body. A very interesting connection between the mind and the body. It's undeniable. It is undeniable. Positivity definitely influences your physical health as well. It definitely influences your physical health. It affects your your immune function. It can help with cardiovascular health and longevity. Happy people live longer. That's a fact. That is a fact. Drop somebody's name or drop a situation of somebody you know, it could be a celebrity or otherwise, who have lived or who has longevity and they aren't happy. They're just sad all the time, or they're just negative. Drop them. I want to see it. I'll wait. You're not going to be able to do it because it doesn't exist. Positive people live longer. Positive people live longer. That is a fact. You know, being with family, loved ones, or your closest friends, these strong relationships are essential to your well-being. Essential to your well-being. Positivity can influence your interactions with others. Sometimes the expected reaction doesn't go the way you thought it would. Like saying hello to someone and they're just not having the best of days. And they ignore you. Or they look at you in there and they give you this disgusting frown. You did your part with the greeting, saying hello, being cordial, spreading joy. they're going to think about that. Trust me, they will. And you may see them again, and they may offer you the greeting of the day. I've seen it happen. Positivity is a big characteristic in maintaining healthy relationships. It is definitely a main characteristic for maintaining healthy relationships. Maybe that's a hint for somebody out there who's watching. Positivity, baby. Positivity. You know, I need a positivity flag. Let me pick one of my flags that I can have to be a positivity flag. I'm going to say flag on the play, but it's a positive flag. Maybe we'll go with what color is I can use for positivity? Let's go with purple. Purple is usually for royalty. And is that purple or is that blue? You know what? Sometimes it looks purple, sometimes it looks blue. It looks blue on the camera. So we're going to go with blue. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Positive flag on the play. Boom. Positive flag on the play. I love throwing flags on the play. So positive flag on the play for tonight. You know, positivity isn't passive. It's an active practice. You have to practice positivity. You know, you have to practice it. That felt good, throwing that flag on the play for positivity. A flag on the play. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I have a drawer full of flags for every other reason, but tonight and for every other night after this, we're gonna have positive flags on the play, and it's gonna be the blue flag. So for those who are tuning in, oh yeah, or orange could be flag on the play, but orange is usually associated with sports. Orange is usually associated with sports, but that's something they can think about. Orange, I like orange. Orange, I like orange color. I look good in orange. I'd be fly my best orange. Trust me. But man, listen, positivity isn't passive. You have to practice. You have to be active in positivity. You have to be active in positivity. There's ways that we can cultivate positivity and incorporate a more positive mindset, including gratitude exercises. You see how I brought that back around? That's how I do it. I'll bring up something or I say something and then I'll bring it back around. Full circle. I love giving people full circle. Another way is mindfulness. And as I mentioned earlier, positive self-talk. Positive self-talk, man. Positive self-talk, right? I think it is more, and this is my opinion, I think it's more natural for people to have a negativity bias. I think it's natural for people to have a negativity bias. We tend to focus more on negative experiences than positive ones. But like I mentioned to you earlier, I just got a shot of positivity yesterday. You have to find those inner linings of positivity. One of the quotes that I love, I don't know exactly where it came from, but I say it to myself a lot. It was a military quote. And the quote is, small battles wins wars. Smarts, final bosses, listen. Write this down. Small battles wins wars. I want you to memorize it. I want you to staple it on your forehead. Retain it. Keep it. Put it in your toolbox. Small battles wins wars. Find the positivity or the intricate. It's all in the details. It's always all in the details. Find those intricate small winnings, right? They're small winnings, but it's about winning the big picture, the war, right? One of those small winnings is when you are able to open your eyes in the morning. That's a small winning. The big war is the day. Conquering the day. That's the big war. Your small battle is winning the war. That small battle, opening your eyes first thing in the morning. You're opening your eyes. A second small battle, being able to move, right? You're not even out of the bed yet, but being able to move. Your eyes are open. You're able to move. Now, you're able to plant your feet on the floor, right? So you just had 3 small wins for the bigger battle. You're opening your eyes. You're able to move. Now you're planting your feet on the floor. You just had 3 small wins to start conquering that day. After you plant your feet, you're able to get up out of the bed. So now you have 4 small wins going towards conquering the day. You opened your eyes, your body moved, your feet planted on the ground, and you're able to get up out of the bed. Those small 4 wins. I just gave you 4 wins. 4 wins. Next, make your bed. Make your bed. 99.9% of all successful people make their bed first thing in the morning as soon as they get out of the bed. 99.9%. Now, I've given you 5, and I'm going to stop there. I've given you 5 small wins to start conquering your day. You opened your eyes, your body moved, your feet touched the ground. You're able to get out of bed, and now you're able to make the bed. That's 5 wins I just gave you for conquering your day. You can use these things to start overcoming that negativity bias and be able to start your morning and cultivating a more balanced perspective. Start there, right? You can start there. And from there, you can start, and this is not part of the 5, but throughout the day, gratitude back to the Almighty, gratitude back to our Creator, gratitude back to life, gratitude back to the universe, to science, to whoever you believe in, gratitude back to yourself. This is a powerful tool that can enhance your positivity. Now, I'm not just saying that. It's a science to gratitude. It's a science to gratitude. There's definitely a science to it. Y'all can go look that up. Go check that out, right? I'm not going to give you the information on that, but there's a science to gratitude. Take some notes. I know what it is. You go find out what it is. You. Yes, you. You go find it what it is. And sometimes, along with that self-talk, you need a little self-compassion. Self-compassion is crucial for cultivating positivity. It's crucial to it. There are 3 different types of self-compassion components. 3 different types. There's self-kindness, there's common humanity, and mindfulness. Those 3 are part of self-compassion. Those 3. Another thing that can assist you with positivity is writing down goals. Writing down goals. Setting and writing down goals. Setting, writing, and achieving those goals. It's a powerful tool to boost positivity. Definitely a powerful tool. I have a whiteboard that I put tasks on. I have weekly tasks, I have monthly tasks, I have things that I want to do in a year. And I put all these things on my whiteboard. And then, I don't check it every day, but week to week, when I'm looking at my weekly goals, I find out that some of those weekly goals were transferable to some of the monthly goals, or even some of the yearly goals. And I'm like, oh man, I accomplished that. Let me take that off. When I'm taking down my weekly goals and I've accomplished some of those goals, I can say that to the monthly goals as well. It gives me a boost. Oh man, I accomplished that. Set yourself up for a role of positivity. Some people have vision boards, right? Vision boards are a way or a strategy that you can add to your toolbox for setting and achieving your positive goals, or boosting your positivity. You have to make sure that the goals are realistic. Don't go out there with something crazy and outlandish. Start off with some realistic goal setting. Celebrate your successes. Celebrate your successes. And on the flip side of that, it's not a bad thing. They're all lessons. They're all lessons to be learned. Celebrate your setbacks. I find that when you celebrate your setbacks, you have those aha moments. Those aha moments of, wow, that's why that happened. And you celebrate it because now you've learned from it. Don't let it fester and be in a negative spin cycle. Don't let it fester and be in a negative spin cycle. You turn it positive. You let those positive neurons attack it, and you spin it, and you turn it into something you learn from. right? And you turn it into something you learn from. And you'll be better for it because now you have a lesson that you have learned from. And you're able to take that lesson and put it in your toolbox because it was memorable, right? It was memorable. A lot of times it's easier to remember the setbacks because there's a more definitive emotional pull on it, right? I understand that a lot of times positivity is a quick emotional burst, right? Your accomplishments are quick. You achieve something that's quick, you know. And a lot of us, because of of trauma, and we've been living in trauma, the survival mode makes you feel like there's always something negative around the corner. Even though you're experiencing a certain level of positivity in that moment, you feel like there's something negative around the corner. And it may be true because that is life. And life gives you balance, chaos. That's what it's about. But you have to change how you react, how you feel, and how, number one, it controls you. That's the lesson. How it controls you. You have to keep cultivating positivity in this lifelong journey of ours. You have to keep cultivating it. You don't want the negativity around the corner to take control of you or your thoughts or your emotions or just grab you and take these big hands and choke you out. Then to defeat that, you cultivate positivity on a daily basis, no matter what. The negativity is going to happen. You recognize it, you know it, you expect it. Survival mode. Get out of survival mode. Get out of the survival traumas. Start talking to somebody, right? Start pulling on the people who you know care about you. They want to hear what's really going on. It's okay to be transparent about what you're going on, what you have going on. I'm sorry about that. What you have going on. It's okay to be transparent about that. Listen, and I hope he's watching tonight. My special guest from this past Thursday on episode number 84 was Dan Wilder, Two-Face the Wild Boy, radio personality, voiceover actor, and the list goes on. Corporate commercial. I mean, man, you see some of the Burger King commercials, that's his voice. You see a lot of these other commercials, insurance, you name, he's done it all. That's his voice. He gave an impactful and profound look at his life through transparency. And we talked about that. And we talked about how I appreciate his transparency. Right now, he's going through something with his family, and I'm not going to mention that's his business, but he's going through something, and he puts it on social media because he's transparent about his emotions and how it feels, and he wants you to understand where he's coming from, right? And then to do that, you have to have a certain level of empathy. I talk about empathy all the time on my show. I talk about empathy. I talk about ethics. ethics and empathy. Those two. You want to know what the Final Bosses podcast is about? It's about defeating yourself and understanding through empathy and maintaining proper ethics while doing so. Ethics with yourself, ethics with all things around you, right? Ethics and empathy. But this lifelong journey is going to keep, as the young people say, keep lifing. I ain't that old. So listen, just, yeah, I ain't that old. But they say it a lot. We have you, and I say we, I'm talking about us, because I'm included in this as well. We have to figure out how to maintain a positive mindset over long-term periods. Long-term periods. We have to learn how to maintain and build resilience. Resilience. We have to learn how to practice self-care. We have to learn to practice self-care. Self-care is not retreating to the bottle, doing self-medicating through the bottle. That's not self-care. There's nothing positive in alcohol. There's nothing positive in that. It's not alive. Water is alive. Or some water. Alkaline water is positive. Neutrons or alkaline water is positive from what I hear. I'm not a water expert, but I hear water is alive. Alcohol is not alive. You have to stop looking at the bottle for self-care. And lastly, you need to seek support. You need to seek support. I'm going to say that again. You need to seek support. If you're going through something, you need to contact someone. Doesn't necessarily have to be a therapist or somebody who's an expert in that field. But you need to contact someone, a friend, a family member, somebody who cares about you, somebody who has the amount of empathy that they could put themselves in your shoes and feel where you're coming from and feel how you feel and be able to give you suggestive, thoughtful, heartfelt words of encouragement, words of positivity. I'm going to say it again. If you're going through something and you need to talk to someone, please seek support. Please contact someone about what you're going through. My first statement when I started the show, the power of positivity is undeniable. The power of positivity is undeniable. Too many people are finding ways to get away from the negativity in their life, the darkness in their life, the cloud that doesn't seem to go away. They need more positivity. And I'm going to hold you accountable. If you know someone out there who's going through something and you are not reaching out to them, to my smarts, to my final bosses, you know they're going through something. I'm holding you accountable. I'm holding you accountable. On May 18th, 2025, you need to be reaching out to that individual. We need to be checking on our loved ones more. You need to be checking on your friends more. You need to be checking on your family more. You need to. Too many people are dying from drugs, from depression, from alcoholism, because they feel like nobody cares about them. You need to be reaching out to these people. A phone call is free. A letter is free. An email is free. We have to cultivate a positive mindset. We can significantly enhance our mental and physical well-being by cultivating more positivity. More. You need to have that special someone in your corner who you know will not judge you for the things that you share with them. You need to have somebody who can give you that unbiased, unfiltered opinion, who's not going to crash down on you, who's going to sit back and say, hey, you know what? I understand what you're going through, but let's look at this approach. And I know, and I'm telling you this from experience, I know some of us are hot-headed. Some of us are stubborn. Some of us don't want to hear all that positivity. They just want their problems fixed. They just want their problems fixed. But you have to understand there are steps to this. It doesn't just happen overnight. You don't become rich or wealthy overnight. It's a process. Helping you with your problems is a process. Helping you with injecting more positivity into your life is a process. It's not going to happen over one phone call. It's not going to happen after going to church for one time. It's not going to happen for going to a therapist for one time, reading a book for one time. It's a process. It's a process. Create a schedule for yourself. And in that schedule, your daily schedule, in that, you create positive challenges. You create positive wins. Albeit it doesn't matter how big or small it is. At the beginning of the show, I mentioned 5 wins to start your day off with. 5 wins. I'm going to say them again. You open your eyes. You're able to move. You plant your feet on the floor. You get out of the bed. And you make your bed. Those are 5 wins. 5. 5 wins. 5. That you can start your day out with. Those are 5 wins you can start your day out with. Have it listed in your daily schedule. You know, we talk about the most difficult of conversations on the Final Boss podcast. I like to keep things compelling, dynamic, but very specific. I want to provide to you who are watching my final bosses, my final bosses, and my smarts. Real life examples, real life scenarios that could be antidotes. They could be antidotes to what you're going through, what you're experiencing, or what you're seeing, what you're hearing. Right? That's what the Final Boss podcast is all about. That's what it is. And that, my friends, is tonight's show. Now to my admin notes. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I love all the support you're giving me. Please, 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 please keep providing us with more feedback and more support. Email us or DM us. The email is at info@thefinalbosspodcast. One word, info@thefinalbosspodcast. One word. Email us for feedback, for questions, concerns, for any information that you may want to provide to add to the concept of the Final Boss. Or the Final Boss podcast. Listen. I listen. And if I deem it intellectually sound, I would even bring it up on the show and drop your name on it. That's what I do. I'm going to give you credit for it. That's what I do. So continue to give us feedback. Look, the framework is working. Let's help the framework keep working because it's working. Next, the merch shop is up. We're working on it. It's not perfect, but we're working on the merch shop. The merch URL is www.thefinalbosspodcast.com. One word. I make it simple and make it easy for my smarts and for my final bosses. www.thefinalbosspodcast.com. That's the merch site. Go get you some merch. We got merch out there, man. People, it's hard to navigate through it right now. I build it. It's not perfect. I'm working on it. I need an expert, but I'm working on it. If you happen to be on there and you're looking for t-shirts, we have t-shirts. We're looking for or something for the summer. We have that as well. You click on the little icon that looks like a shopping cart, and it's going to say add to cart. And then you're going to see the panel. The panel is going to open. The panel is going to open of all of our items that we have on the merch shop. That's how you find it. So that's what you do. And lastly, be balanced, be equal, and be smart. Be balanced, be equal, and be smart. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our show for tonight. Tune in next Sunday for the flip of the psychological effects of positivity. Next Sunday, we're going with the psychological effects of negativity. Negativity. That's next Sunday. Tune in also this Tuesday with the Sensei and I, as we do every Tuesday. We have a conversation about things, science, AI, business. You want to learn about business, you want to learn about AI, you want to learn about science, you want to learn about, oh man, we talk about life and the science of life. That's Tuesday. And this coming Thursday, I have a big show. This Thursday, I will have a group of beautiful, intelligent young ladies who are millennials on the show. We're going to have a conversation. The final boss is going to have a conversation with 3 brilliant millennials next Thursday, right here. Tune in for that. Like every week, we're on at 9 p.m. live, Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. That is our show for tonight. Y'all be well. Be blessed. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you for joining us.